Protestant denomination. So I grew up in the Baptist Church, which has the highest stats for CSA and SA of any Protestant denomination. Glad I didn't know that as a child. I would not have been able to sleep Saturday night. And my parents, I don't think they knew that statistic because it just came out within less than 5 years ago. So they didn't know that the Baptist Church was the worst denomination for assault. Now, anyone who has joined or is a part of it and you know that this has been going on, I would not want to have to explain that to your adult children someday. Because knowing, and there's no way you don't know, because it was splashed all over the newspapers a few years ago. All you have to do is look up the denomination, do a Google search. How safe is the Baptist Church? It will come up. There's no reason why adults don't know this. Allowing your children to be members and be in a denomination that has the highest stats, over 800 victims for the past 35 years minimum, is negligence. I would never put my kids in any group, religion, or even the Boy Scouts anymore because of the hundreds of victims in that. Which is not a surprise because the Boy Scouts are a Christian-supported group. That probably should have been my tip-off. But why does the church specifically talk victims or parents of victims out of going to the police? Like, why would a group of people who claim to know God and a loving Jesus want, talk someone out of going to the police, threaten, stonewall, and accuse people so they don't go to the police? Why would a group of people who are known for spreading God's love have the stance? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. Luckily, there are Christian denominations, usually liberal denominations, that no longer allow this kind of thing to happen after it's known. You can't read minds. You don't know if somebody is a bad person, and the majority of predators have no criminal history. They're kind of like school shooters. There's nothing, and then all of a sudden, they do something. Most predators don't have any arrests that have to do with that kind of crime. So, doing a background check only really protects you half the time. The other half, they just don't have a history of it. You can't prevent crimes from happening because you can't be everywhere at the one time. But a lot of the liberal churches, they don't have the huge hierarchy of male cis leadership, are making strides to make churches safer. Like mandatory reporting to police, which I believe all states have mandatory reporting, especially if it involves a minor. And we're going to talk about some of the reasons why churches, pastors, and religious leaders talk people out of going to the police, usually women. Even though there are no doctrines in the Baptist or fundamentalist extremist churches telling women not to go to the police after crimes are committed against themselves or against people they know, many Baptist denominations and leaders condemn the practice of reporting. Some individuals within Baptist churches have silenced victims through a combination of theological justifications, cultural norms, and a desire to protect the church's reputation. Some abusers manipulate people in these ways to silence victims. Misinterpretation of forgiveness. Victims within churches are told that forgiveness means not seeking justice or legal action against their abuser. Texas Baptists, however, have argued that reporting abuse can be an act of love toward the abuser by confronting them with the consequences of their actions.